morning, everybody. Thanks for checking out my videos. Just wanted to show you guys some of the progress I got here on my yellow summer squash. They've been in here for about 3 weeks now. Like, just stuck the seeds in here after soaking them for 24 hours, and they're coming up pretty great. We also got, I planted a bunch of purple, basically green beans. Once you cook them, they turn green. Planted a few in here too, and they seem to be popping up really nicely. I got my seeds over here starting with my kale and some other greens I'm going to grow too in here. And it does look like, oh, it sure is, one of my lemon cucumber seedlings is popping up out of the back there. So that's good. Looks like maybe one of my lettuce babies, possibly a weed, because these are rocks I used out of my driveway. So there probably are some weed seeds in here I got to pull out, like dandelions or whatever. I even planted some of the beans in here, my N.F.T racks. I took out those lettuce heads and put in my new baby lettuce that are finally kind of recovering from the transplant, but I might actually just restart with fresh ones now that the heat waves went away, because I'm sure the heat waves damaged them a lot. That's what these fungal bacterial infections are, the purple spots. It's the plant got sick and now it's getting an infection on the leaves. If you ever have a tree or a vegetable that has the leaves looking like that, that's what that is a fungal infection. It's basically too much moisture or humidity right around the leaves in a cold area, or that this plant's getting sick and so the fungus is just able to attach to it from the air. Well, these beans are doing really good. Put these in here just, I think, yesterday after they sprouted in my little seed holder. There's the other one. Yeah, coming up pretty good. Got my passion fruit cutting that's starting to still keep rooting pretty good. My little citrus cuttings are rooting. There's a lettuce that's doing pretty good in the back there. He's starting to grow all right. And then I even have a couple more citrus cuttings that are rooting. I got my dragon fruit in here doing okay. I rooted that in there. Still experimenting with the different things I can grow and root in these NFTs, because it seems that as long as I feed it with aquaponic water from my aquaponic systems, that these guys are going to be fed plenty. I mean, I change out this water probably every other day to make sure that the baby mosquito larvae don't get too many and that all the nutrients stay nice and happy. Dump it in here and I get fresh water out of my system. And the plants just love it, man. My cracky tomato is doing pretty well. This was the one I was going to cull, but I saw it had these tomatoes growing on it, so I decided to keep it. Then our Fukumoto navel citrus is doing really well. All that new growth from the last update video is getting way bigger. And even this guy, my Washington navel orange, has new growth coming on it. Makes me really excited. Oh, I just noticed too, my dragon fruit cutting. This is the Thompson's G2. I stuck this piece in here like probably a month ago to just see if it would root, because it broke off. It's growing. That means it's rooting. Nice. Super excited about that stuff. And my mother dragon fruit plants, I watered them okay yesterday, but I'm probably going to have to give them nutrients today. These ones that get their roots burnt in the sunlight, they still are alive and they get this new growth that's coming out okay, but you see this lower part just looks unhappy. That's just, if you ever have this on your plant and it gets lots of sunlight on the pot itself, that's what's happening, is the roots are getting burnt. I'm sure I've said that in other videos before too. We got our banana here. This is the double Mahoy. I've had this is I think the 3rd year. I was expecting to hopefully try to get it to fruit, but it took some cold damage at the beginning of the season, so I had to cut off like most of its body, so that's why it's not very big, but the base of it's really wide. It used to be like twice as girthy. It's got this fatty baby coming up. Probably gonna repot that soon. My avocado trees that I repotted recently are doing really well since I tipped them. You just cut the very end off and it sends out new growth everywhere. Looks like my lime tree needs to be watered after yesterday's heat wave. Got a zucchini seed growing in this guy. I'm gonna pluck you out of there. That's funny. And you know what's cool about these? Even though I just plucked this, if I stick this in my aquaponics system, because it still has roots, I'm just gonna set this down real quick so that I can plant it, and then I'll show you guys after I plant it, because give this guy just a day or two and it'll keep growing in here just like that, even with those damaged roots. Here we go. I just stuck him down in there, and I even noticed over here there's a bean growing. I don't want to disturb it too much and kill it, but yeah, so he might wilt out just a tiny bit today, but give it a day or two and that one will start growing and do really well and have roots again. So it's a nice little update video on my aquaponic system. Still going this year and adding more to it. I used to just have that one tank in the back and then that one chop top bed. I got my N.F.T racks going this year really well, and I'm starting to get this guy set up and going. It's just a single barrel cut in half. And then I just made sure to leave the lid on both sides at the top, and then at the bottom I put in my little bung hole so I could let it go through there, you know. Well, it looks like I got a little leak. I might need to let that actually empty out and then retighten that drain, it looks like. But anywho, thanks for stopping by, everybody, and if you like what you see, just like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends if you want to see me, you know, do other stuff, or have some questions about some of these plants that I grow and propagate, or want to learn how to do it yourself. You know, I'll do some videos of that stuff if you guys want to see it. My seedling, well, not seedling, my rooting tray looks like I need to add water to it. So let's do that. You see the bacteria growing in there? That's the filter. This biofilter houses all kinds of bacteria, and all that does is it eats the nitrates and the waste, and it turns it into nutrients for the fish and the plants. Not the fish, but turns it into nutrients for the plants, and it cleans up the water for the fish. You see the water, it's not perfectly clear, but it's a lot cleaner than it could be if I didn't have a biofilter. Fill that tray back up. We'll water our chocolate and our peppermints. All right, and like I said, thanks for stopping by. Call it a day.